Hey, what's going on there, YouTube?
Hello, everyone.
This is SEL0320.
Joe Johnson, 030.
Is that it?
Yeah.
030? I thought you said it was Mojo.
Nah, dog.
It's 030?
I changed it.
Wait, you changed it 3 times.
Nah.
You
Nah,
did.
it's always been... Yeah,
okay, what he did, he went back to the past and then changed it, and then like came back and... He's the Flash, y'all. You're the Flash.
So you're saying
Do you want me to show everybody you're the Flash?
So you're saying I'm Barry Allen.
You know what? Forget it. Alright, YouTube.
If I'm Barry Allen, who are you?
Who's Harrison Wells? Okay, the name of this episode is Fallout. The synopsis reads...
Batman or something.
No.
But
anyway, but he might be Batman. You don't know that. The name of this episode is Fallout. The synopsis reads: after the nuclear explosion, General Wade Elling calls Firestorm to capture Ronnie and Martin Stein. Joe and Cisco show Barry a 3D movie of what happened the night of his mother's death, and what Barry sees is himself trying to stop the Reverse Flash when he had super speed. Joe asks if it's possible for time travel with speed, and he says it's possible. So this episode was very well done in that they kicked back off of the Firestorm story arc that was last week, and you got this guy that's been mentally messed up and emotionally broken. They had to give him certain sedatives just to be able to get him mentally how he needed to be, but he's living with 2 minds. And then when the explosion happened, they split apart, and that's where the episode begins from where it left off. And I didn't know what was going to go down, quite honestly. But there's a lot of things that happen in this episode that I guess we have to touch on. One, I guess I'll level them out and outline them. One, you get the opportunity of seeing what Barry really feels about the fact that he was back when his mother died, and there was something he could do about it. Not just the kid version, but the adult version. Like emotionally, how that made him feel. Yeah. The fact that Harrison Wells had a role in different things that we did not know about, and that somebody is investigating him that you didn't expect. And then thirdly, you got Ronnie and you got Professor Stein. Ronnie and Professor Stein, even though they're split apart, it seems like something else is going on that you don't expect. And it's a really good revolving story arc. It all centers around Barry on certain levels. Like, Barry is at the epicenter of most of it. Either Barry or Wells is at the epicenter of most of it. But I think more than anything, the input that Barry and Stein have. When they go and talk about like the aspect of time travel, like there's a situation where when Joe talks to him about what happened with the house and everything, and he goes to Stein, he's like, is this even probable or possible? And he's like, yeah, heck yeah, it is. And being that it's you, and you have the capacity in you to do something like that, that is just mind-blowing. He just freaks out, he geeks out. And I had a geek moment just even watching it. But it makes for good story art because you don't know, you can't anticipate what's going to happen next. And I think that was one of the more things that I really liked about this episode. Even more so, there's a lot of different action set pieces that happen too. But what was one of your favorite moments about, I guess, this episode?
Definitely with the episode, you know, since you talked about, you know, pretty much like Barry's character, I'm talking about Wells, because this episode you definitely get to see there's some new developments in like the plot, especially when it comes to concerning Wells and also his character. So that's very interesting. You know, definitely in the past, you know, we've definitely been considering what is Wells' motives and what's his end game. This episode definitely shows or sheds more light on that fact. So that's probably my favorite aspect of this episode. You know, so what do you think about the Iris's character in this this episode, Sam? What's your take on the Iris Barry relationship, love triangle, confusion, question mark there?
Well, the thing about this episode, and I guess the past 3 episodes have happened, you've seen Barry have time with Caitlin.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen Barry have time with Linda. You've seen Barry have a past and a present and maybe a future with Iris, you know? Now, I guess with Iris, in this episode, it kind of reestablishes her as kind of like the investigative journalist and the nosy type, which I like different parts of that because it identifies with, okay, she's coming into her own as a character. But then, like, that's part of the reason I don't like Lois Lane at certain points, because when she does stuff that she doesn't know about because Superman doesn't tell her, it gets her into crap and everybody else and lives are in jeopardy. And the thing that Iris is messing with, she has no idea how dangerous the certain things that she's about to embarked in. And that knowledge, it can end up either getting her hurt or somebody else that Barry loves. And the thing I think about with all these women is that even with Caitlin to me has a connection with Barry. Now, with her and Ronnie, it's really easy to see them being together again and why they were in the relationship they were, but things have changed, like forever. And because of that, and because of the state of Ronnie and Professor Stein, I don't feel like the end game is gonna be Caitlin and Ronnie. Now, I'm not saying that Barry and Caitlin are gonna end up together forever, because I don't think that's gonna happen. Even if the Mistos don't even say that. But I feel like there's gonna be some kind of point where there's gonna be a connection between Caitlin and Barry. That's just kind of one of my theories that I'm having. And then with Linda, like, she's just there. And I mean, she's interesting, she's really attractive, and she seems to really genuinely like Barry, and Barry went out of his way to get connected with her. But all these things, like, with your character that you've been talking about, if he is as dangerous as we think he is, he knows everything. He knows about Caitlin, he knows about Iris, and of course he would know about Linda. So those are targets that he can use at any time. And he has not even used those as cards, as playing cards. He's just been beating Barry head to head. What if he really went on the attack and started picking out people that he cares about? Like, when you are a hero, you can't put yourself above everybody else and trying to get in relationships and trying to find love. Like, those are things and tools that the enemy are going to use against you. And so, what's going to happen in the future because of these relationships? True. That's my thought about that. But as far as the episode, I mean, I really liked a lot of different things with it. The guy, Robbie Amell, is playing a good job as playing like Firestorm, and even Professor Stein adds a new kind of gravitas to a lighthearted version of a professor versus Wells that we don't know of, a sneaky kind of form. And I mean, just everybody plays a role. I mean, it's a good show, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And this episode, like, it provokes that. It provokes the anticipation for even more. And especially the end, y'all. The end, y'all are not going to believe who and what shows up and what gets revealed. It's just, it's eye candy for any of y'all that are comic book geeks out there, for sure. So, I guess I give this episode, man, actually, you know what? I give it a 9.5. I give it a 9.5 just because they upped the ante in something I didn't anticipate. And at the same time, I looked at the episode late. I went back and we looked at it all over again, and I got more out of it the second time. So I give it a 9.5. What about you, man?
Yeah, it was a very good episode, you know. Definitely caught me off guard. It definitely had tied into the previous episode really well. So with that, I think it's developing very nicely. I'm definitely loving this plot. So I'll probably give it like a 9.5. Yeah.
Y'all doing something right, CW. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed our non-spoiler review. We did make a spoiler-filled review as well, so definitely go and check that out.
Please.
Check out our comment reel, going back through last week's comments that all y'all gave. We answered each question individually. It's long drawn out, but we're gonna try to do that on a continuous basis. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Yeah, y'all asked some real good questions. Continue to keep them coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know, you might be one of the ones we answer those questions for this week.
You might be the chosen one.
Yeah, you are the one.
You might be the chosen.
I will be the one. Ooh la. Anyway, YouTube, we're out.
What's the other guy's name?
Say Law. Yeah, Lawless. But anyway, YouTube, we're out of here. Hopefully y'all enjoyed our review. Please leave a like if you like this. And please leave your comments continuously, everybody. Thanks for subscribing. Y'all have a blessed evening, blessed night. We're out, everybody, like a flash.
I'm well in it.